And this is what I'm telling Liza Soberano. It's okay to advocate women's rights, children's rights, but make sure na alam mo yung limitation nyo sa pagiging pag-associate dito sa Gabriela na ito, because definitely ito ay isang teroristang organisasyon.
Mare, alam mo ba si Liza Soberano na red tag daw? Anong red tag? O, tingnan mo.
Yung sumapi sa NPA.
Hindi ko nga alam eh.
Magtanong na lang tayo sa Yola. Magtanong na lang tayo sa Yola.
Lawyer.
Hindi, abogado naman.
Abogada.
Magtanong na lang tayo sa abogado.
Hello everyone, I'm Atty. Claire Castro. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and let's clear it with Atty. Claire.
Nitong October 13, 2020 ay naging special guest itong si Liza Soberano upang magpahayag ng mga issues patungkol sa mga kabataan, lalo na sa mga kababaihan at ang mga hinaharap ng mga ito sa gitna ng pandemya. Sa pamamagitan ng webinar ng Youth Arm ng Gabriela Women's Party via Zoom, ay nagbigay ng opinyon at saloobin itong si Liza dito sa Mga Tinig ni Nene, Reclaiming Our Voice on the International Day of the Girl Child. Nabalitaan natin ito lamang mga nakaraang buwan ay nagsampa ng kasong cyber libel, grave threats at unjust vexation laban sa taong gumawa ng rape remark sa kanya matapos siyang magreklamo laban sa isang internet service provider. Sinampahan niya ng kaso ang taong ito na pinaniniwalaan na empleyado daw ng nasabing internet service provider. Nagdemanda siya upang ipakita niya na siya bilang naging biktima na ay suportado ang mga silent victim of rape jokes, and misogyny. Dahil dito ay sinuportahan siya ng Gabriela at nag-tweet ng #StandWithLiza at saka #labanan ang abuso. Ito ang mga sinabi ni Liza sa webinar.
For our last speaker this evening, I'm sure na siya yung strong and empowered woman na lahat tayo kanina pa inaabangan. So, yung ating special guest will be discussing young women's contribution on raising awareness and creating a safe environment for young women, especially in this pandemic. So, trivia lang, no? Actually, yung ating special guest tonight na inaabangan natin ay nasa ibang time zone. So, grabe talaga yung extra effort niya para makasama tayo today. Hindi ko na patatagalin. Ang ating very special guest tonight ay isang young woman like many of us, an actress, an artist, and of course, an influencer too. So, let us all welcome Ms. Liza Soberano.
Hello. Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Ms. Liza.
Okay. Hi. Good evening to everyone there. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much, especially to Clarice for putting out so much time to organize this event, and for I just wanted to thank Gabriela Youth also for inviting me. Like I was telling Clarice the other day, I'm very nervous about this, and I wasn't very prepared. Like I didn't get to make a speech or anything because I'm in America right now, and I've been taking care of my grandma. So I just want to say thank you again for giving me this opportunity to speak up and to spread awareness to not only my fans, but hopefully to more women and children in the Philippines. And I would just like to start off by sharing a bit why I find it so important to start speaking up about societal issues, especially violence against women and children. My experience with this is during the pandemic, a lot of tragedies and hardships were happening, not only to women and children, but a lot of people in general, not just in the Philippines, but in the whole world. And there was one day that I came across a tweet that Senator Liza posted on Twitter, talking about the increase in online sexual exploitation of children during the pandemic because of the access to internet and the lack of awareness that this is an issue that has been going on in the Philippines for the longest time. And I know I haven't always been the most vocal about my opinions and about the advocacies that I feel very strong for, because I was always afraid that I would be dividing my supporters. I was afraid of creating conflict because ang paniniwala ko po dati na pag artista ka, dapat umiiwas ka sa lahat ng issues. Dapat we just keep talking about our craft and the next movie we're making and everything. Kasi I was afraid that people would judge me. They would say, no, what do I know? I'm just a girl. I'm just an actress. But then I realized, especially most recently when there was someone who made a sexual abuse comment towards me, I realized the impact of me standing up for myself, especially after I filed a criminal case against somebody who made a rape joke against me. And a lot of my supporters, actually, I think there were 5, messaged me and were saying thank you. And honestly, I cried when they sent me those messages because I didn't realize how many women were struggling to stand up for themselves. Sorry, I get kind of emotional because I've had experience of not firsthand experience. I'm actually very privileged and blessed to have. I'm getting so emotional too. Sorry. Okay. I know a lot of women in my life who have struggled with this. And I find it so unfair that we women have to go out every day in fear of being catcalled, in fear of dressing a certain way and getting called out for the way we're dressed. And I fear that my nieces and my future children won't be able to go out into a safe environment. And that's why I find it so important to start spreading awareness to the future generations as early as now, so that we can create a better future for everyone. What else? Sorry, I kind of like bulleted everything I wanted to say just to make sure I get everything down. Okay. The norm of society has conditioned women and children to stay quiet when dealing with hardships and struggles because nobody is going to do anything anyway. Yet why do they also expect us women alike and children to remain resilient through these struggles? Because change cannot just be the responsibility of the people who need it most. They need the support of everyone, especially those of the highest power, if we are to see true change. And as a woman, as a Filipino artist, I think that women and influencers alike should start speaking up, and they can contribute not only awareness about these issues, but also encouragement and confidence to our fellow women and children that they need to learn to stand up for themselves. I know it's easier said than done, and not all of us have the luxury or the confidence or power or support system to do so. But based on my own experience, when I saw more and more of my friends starting to speak up about issues that mattered to them, like at the Angel Locsin, or even my idols like Angelina Jolie, Emma Watson, and the likes, whenever they speak up, it empowers me, and it gives me the courage to start speaking up about these issues too, because they matter and we need to start seeing change in the world. Okay, that's it. Sorry for being so emotional.
Mapapansin sa video na si Liza ay naging special guest lamang upang magpahayag ng kanyang mga saloobin. Malinaw ito sa mga sinasabi niya at nais daw niya magkaroon ng isang safe environment sa mga kababaihan. Natatakot daw siya para sa kanyang mga pamangkin at sa mga future children niya na baka dumating ang panahon na hindi na ito makalabas dahil walang safe environment. Matapos ang webinar na ito, ay may isang vlogger na kinilala bilang Maui Becker, Maui Vega, Princess Maui, na nagpapahiwatig na itong si Liza ay mukhang miyembro na daw ng Gabriela. Alalahanin natin, lahat tayo ay may freedom of expression. May karapatang magsalita ng ating mga opinyon. Opinyon na wala namang pang-aabuso sa mga karapatan ng iba. Wala dapat paninira sa kapwa. In short, hindi dapat libelous within the bounds of law and legality ay walang makakapigil sa iyo, kahit pa ang gobyerno. Subalit itong si Liza, matapos nga magpahayag ng kanyang mga saloobin sa Gabriela Women's Party, ay nakatanggap ito ng message through a Facebook page mula kay Lieutenant General Antonio Parlade Jr. So sa post na ito sa Facebook page, ano ba ang nais niyang ipahiwatig? Baka lahat na magiging guest speaker lang sa mga pulong na nagpapahayag ng pagkadismaya sa nangyayari sa bansa, pag-iisipan na maaaring maging terorista. Sino ang magsasabi na ikaw ay terorista? Sino ba ang magsasabing dapat ikulong ka? Dahil ikaw ay isang suspect for acts of terrorism. Ang Anti-Terrorism Council ay binigyan ng otoridad sa batas na ito upang magsabi, hoy, terorista yan. Dapat hulihin yan. Dapat isurveillance yan. These are all against the provisions of our Constitution. Especially kung wala pa talagang ebidensyang nakukuha. Alam natin na ang terrorism ay labag sa batas ng ating bansa. Hindi natin pipigilan ang mga militar o mga pulis na humuli ng mga taong talagang mga terorista na may ebidensya. Pero ang pagsasalita lamang sa isang forum ng isang lehitimong organisasyon na pinaghihinalaan na parte ng Communist Party of the Philippines o sabihin na natin na talagang parte ng CPP, dapat bang i-red tag na ang naging guest speaker na to? Dapat bang bigyan ng warning na huwag dumalo sa ganitong klaseng forum? Sa pahayag ni Liza sa nasabing Gabriela Women's Party, sa aking palagay bilang isang abogado ay wala naman siyang nilabag na batas. Hindi naman siya nagtatawag ng rebellion. Hindi naman siya nag-i-incite ng sedition. Nagpapahayag lang siya ng karanasan niya bilang isang biktima. Nais niyang mabago ang environment para sa mga kababaihan. Hindi sila dapat ituring na isang sex object. Sa Facebook page kung saan nag-post si Lieutenant General Parlade, sinabi niyang huwag natin i-red tag si Liza. Wala pa naman yata nagre-red tag kay Liza. Sa pamamagitan ng post na to, nagbibigay siya ng idea na dapat bang i-red tag si Liza. Minsan kasi pag nasasalita tayo ng, oh, huwag mong kainin yan, in a sarcastic way, ang ibig sabihin nun ay yung opposite. Sinabi pa ni Lieutenant General Parlade that Liza and Catriona Gray should disengage from Gabriela. Disengage means to separate or to release from something. Ibig sabihin dapat humiwalay kayo. Ang tanong dito, sila ba ay parte na or miyembro na ng nasabing lehitimong organisasyon? Bakit kailangan sabihing disengage from Gabriela? May ebidensya na ba na engaged na sila sa Gabriela? Nagsalita lamang si Liza tungkol sa kanyang experience at kung ano na ang kanyang nararamdaman tungkol sa nangyari sa kanya at kung ano ba ang dapat na mangyari para sa kabutihan ng mga kababaihan. Ang ganitong mga pananaw mula sa militar ay lubhang kinakakatakutan ng ating mga kababayan. Pero sa interview kay Lieutenant General Parlade, ay sinabi naman niyang hindi naman siya nagre-red tag o maakto lamang daw siya bilang nakakatandang kapatid na nagbibigay ng warning kay Liza na dapat niya daw malaman kung sino at kung ano ang Gabriela dahil kinumpirma ni Lieutenant General Parlade na ang Gabriela ay parte ng CCP-NPA.
Processes by which the Philippine Revolution is to be advanced. These include the building of the Communist Party of the Philippines, the building of the new People's Army, and the building of the National Democratic Front. The Communist Party of the Philippines was established on December 6, 1968 as the Marxist-Leninist vanguard party of the working class. This party is supposed to be the standard bearer of the working class, which is that class that is the most progressive, productive, and political force in the Philippines. It is true that a minority class, especially only the party which represents it cannot win the Philippine Revolution all by itself. At any rate, even while there are the forces of armed revolution, there are the legal democratic forces in the Philippines. The biggest of these is Bagong Alyansang Makabayan, or Bayan in short. It has a membership of more than 2 million members in more than 1,000 member organizations. Its biggest component organizations are Kilusang Mayo Uno, which is the labor center, the Pambansang Kilusang Magpubukid, which is the Kilusang Magpubukid ng Pilipinas, or KMP, Gabriela, the Women's Alliance, League of Filipino Students, Alliance of Concerned Teachers, Cadena, and so on.
Karamihan sa kanila ay talaga maiinganyan kang sumali without you knowing kung ano ba talaga ang iyong pupuntahan. Kaya niya binanggit ang mga pangalan nina Jola Pira, Ren Manalo at Camille Manangan. Sila ay mga miyembro ng Gabriela Youth. Ito daw si Jola Pira ng UP Manila ay Secretary General ng Gabriela Youth. Very recent lang daw ang pangyayari dito, nakaengkwentro daw ito ng mga pulis at militar. Kaya itong si Jola Pira ay napatay sa nasugbu, together with the 16 armed NPA. Nagsimula daw ang mga ito bilang miyembro ng Gabriela Youth. Kaya siya nagbibigay lamang ng warning ay baka hindi alam na ng mga ito na tumatawid na sila papuntang underground. Sinabi pa niya na hindi siya nagbibigay ng threat kay Liza. At ang abogado nitong si Atty. Lim ay nagpasalamat pa nga daw sa kanya sa pagdidepensa kay Liza. Kung nagpapaka-Big Brother si Lieutenant General Parlade, ay napakaganda naman ng kanyang hangarin.
Delikado dito kasi hindi sila open. They are not straightforward in their agenda, and this is what I'm telling Liza Soberano. It's okay to advocate women's rights, children's rights, but make sure na alam mo yung limitation nyo sa pagiging pag-associate dito sa Gabriela na ito, because definitely ito ay isang teroristang organisasyon, and we are just waiting for this anti-terror law in the IRR and the Court of Appeals to proscribe these organizations as communist, as terrorist organization. So yun, dapat napakalinaw yun sa mga taong na-involved dito sa activities ng Gabriela Youth, maging webinar man yan, o maging paglilinis sa kalsada, o kung ano man. So dapat lang, and it's fair that they should know, it's fair that they should know about this, and it's our job as part of the National Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict is specifically the strategic communications, who is supposed to communicate all this information dito sa mga tao ito. Trabaho po namin yan. At saan nanggagaling yung aming sweldo? Sa tax nyo. So huwag nyo kaming pigilan na gawin ang aming trabaho. Maging sino pa man kayo, politiko man kayo, senador man kayo, huwag nyo kaming pipigilan, because that is our job.
Kaya lang, kung paano niya ipinahiwatig ang kanyang pagiging Big Brother sa Facebook page, ay lubhang nakakabahala ang dating. Huwag natin i-red tag si Liza. Wala naman nagre-red tag kay Liza. Sa kanya nang galing ang salitang pag-red tag. Minsan, ang negative na pag-aanyaya ay may kabaliktarang kahulugan. Depende kung paano mo ito sinabi. Dinugtungan pa niya ito ng, she is not a member of NPA. Not yet. So sa mga salitang ito, may naisip pahiwatig si Lieutenant General Parlade. Sa aking basa sa mga salita niya ay hindi dapat kailanman makipag-ugnayan, makipag-usap, o kahit siguro makipagnitian sa miyembro ng Gabriela or Gabriela Youth. Dahil baka kung ikaw ay makikipag-usap sa kanila, kahit very casual conversation lang, ay baka ma-red tag ka. Pero humahanga rin ako kay Lieutenant General Parlade. Lumalabas na itong si Lieutenant General Parlade ay maraming nalalaman tungkol sa Gabriela. Hindi lang siguro talaga nagustuhan ng iba kung papaano mo sinabi ang iyong warning, kung paano nag-create ng takot ito sa iba. Pero mas maganda sana kung nadinig ni Lieutenant General Parlade kung ano ba yung mga sinabi ni Liza sa Gabriela Women's Party. Dahil sa mga sinabi ni Liza na nais sana niya at wish niya magkaroon ng safe environment para sa lahat, lalo na sa mga kababaihan, hindi ba mas maganda kung iyon ang pagtutuunan nila ng pansin na ayusin at iresolba? Mas magandang sa pamamagitan ng kanyang leadership ay makapagbigay siya ng safe environment para sa lahat, na sila ay hindi mas sexually harass sa labas man o sa loob ng bahay or opisina or school.
Ano naman ang masasabi dito ni Defense Secretary Delphine Lorenzana? Maliwanag ang kanyang sinabi. My thoughts about that is, if there is no evidence yet, do not talk about it. In short, shut up. I hope you've learned something from this discussion. Hanggang sa susunod nating episode, ako po si Atty. Claire Castro, and let's clear it with Atty. Claire.